Laurie Kilmartin.
Laurie, sometimes when I try to make a Pandora ad, they won't let me do a Pandora ad on Pandora Amp. And that is what's happened this week. And I am irritato. And you have a more exciting news, but I'm just saying that's what's just happened. I cannot tell anybody that I'm
Why?
in Portland, Oregon. I don't know. I'm doing
They're
Portland.
rejecting your ads?
No, it just won't upload. I do it on the app, and it occasionally it just won't do it. Maybe I should uninstall and reinstall. That could happen.
Jackie? Yes. I mean, I'm not a call center, but that would be my first suggestion. But also just do it on your desktop computer.
Then I would have to record and then upload and then move it over. It's not the end of the world. I'm just
Oh no, you have just described the end of the world. I'm sorry I even brought it up. That sounds horrific. And
it's two more things that I don't want to.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
I got home last night. Boston Comedy Studio. You're gonna want to do it. Yeah.
I know. I can't because I have to be back at work on Monday that weekend, so I can't do the Sunday, but I would love to another time.
Jeff Samaria. Remember that guy from Doc's
I
Lab?
do. Yes, of
Stand?
course.
Yep.
Yes.
Good egg. Good egg.
So
Such a good
guy. What's he doing with it?
Oh, it's Eugene Merman and Birbiglia, I think, underwrote it.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
That's the scuttlebutt, and feel free to correct me in the notes, somebody, Jackie at JackieCation.com. But that's what I heard a couple of years ago when it was just being built. And so it's sort of a big space. It's only been open a year. It probably seats, without crowding, about 85, 90. And it's in Harvard Square. It's in the basement, but it's in the basement. Remember how it used to be above the Chinese restaurant and it was upstairs?
Well,
now it's downstairs. It's like 3 flights of stairs down.
Oh, really? I never went to either of them. So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Chinese restaurant was just okay. It was probably better than that, but I'm a snob. So I like Chinese. I worked at a Chinese restaurant.
That's not the Chinese restaurant. That was the Ding Ho, right? That's totally different.
I don't remember the name of it. I know that the Comedy Studio was above a Chinese restaurant in Harvard Square. It might have been Ding Ho.
That Ding Ho is famously a comedy venue that Stephen Wright got discovered at.
Then yes.
So no. Oh, okay. Okay.
I believe so. Yes,
okay.
I believe so. Yeah.
All right.
So much drama, but let's talk about the cool thing first.
Yeah.
Did you get to see? Did you get to see those women who sang that Golden song? Did you get to see them practice?
Oh yes.
Oh,
yep.
So cool. K-pop
I saw the Golden Girls rehearse a couple times. I saw the Sinners song rehearse several times.
The Bunny guy?
I would say Sinners. Bad Bunny guy. Bad Bunny. No, that's the Super Bowl.
With Bunny guy.
Oh.
This time, the rare moment where she did get it right.
I was like, did I fuck it up? I don't know. So, yeah, Bunny guy.
He was part of the Sinners montage, the Sinners collection, all the different artists. It was crazy.
Amazing.
So I saw that a couple times. That was unbelievable.
That's neat.
And I don't know if people could see in the Oscars, but a whole bunch of dancers came down both sides of the aisle. I don't know if the directors caught that, but that was really neat too. And then they kind of danced right in front. Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, all right, Jackie,
was super
fire away.
Funny. He was super funny.
Yeah.
Those jokes. I don't know what were yours and what were other people's, but it's a hell of a team. The picture I saw of what the team was, that's a hell of a room.
Yeah.
And yeah,
it was cool.
So.
I mean, I had 4 jokes in the mono and then I won during the show, but it's so arbitrary whether you have a joke in or not, because at the last, jokes are being cut left and right because so-and-so's not here, or this isn't going to make sense. We have too many on this movie and not enough on that movie. So if you got jokes in, it was luck, and if you
Yeah.
didn't get jokes in, it was bad luck. But it wasn't like you
No,
wrote
no,
better or
you were. I
worse.
just remember you going, "I hope I get some in," and
Yeah.
it's cool that you got some in. So that's neat.
Yes, and nobody like there's no initials on them, and it's only for your own pride. But yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was cool. But by
That's
the
so
end of the
cool.
week, I was like, I don't give a fuck about these jokes. Take them all out. I don't care. I was so sick of them. The worst, like, so, Conan went out and did a bunch of shows, and so it was really fun. And then when we started getting to rehearsal, he had to do the mono was locked in a couple days earlier. Like, you can't change it. I'm not the first to make this analogy, but it's like the Oscars is a battleship, and it moves real slow, right? So they don't like late night is constantly on the fly, and the Oscars is like they need this topical joke, 3 days in advance in the prompter. So it's you just have to lock a lot of stuff in early. So when he would do rehearsals, he was kind of locked to that monologue because they needed to time it and all that, and they also need to figure out which celebrities they're going to focus on during a punchline, right? So you can't you can't change the jokes around because they've got this camera's going to Leo after this joke, so you can't just on the fly switch the jokes. So it's
That's
really
interesting. Yeah.
It takes away a lot of improvisational spirit, which as any comic, you're just like, oh, this feels like a heavy chain around my neck, right?
Right. Just it gets a little. It gets tight. It feels tight.
It feels.
I don't.
Just,
yeah.
Yes. Anyone who's worked really hard, like on a late night set or a set where you're doing 5 for something, and so you do that same set over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until you cannot bear hearing those words come out of your mouth, right? So we like kind of in that mode. Maybe he wasn't that sick of them, but kind of in that mode. But so
but
that's
the fear, is that you have to make sure that you try to keep it alive and try to keep. You're like, it's exciting. I'm at the Oscar. You have to just sort of tell yourself that something's fun, and to get some energy going. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah. No, I'm just saying about the rehearsals. Like he had to like kind of stay
so many
closely
times,
tuned to the script in the rehearsals, and so, and the stand-ins. The first time they're good. The second time they've heard it. The third time they've heard it. The fourth time they've. You know what I mean? Like, so. It was just, it gets, as a writer who's listening for your joke to get a laugh, you're just like, this is so painful. I don't want to hear this joke ever again. But the problem is it's playing to like a 1/8 full theater of stand-ins who heard that joke yesterday or heard it 2 hours ago. But, like he was going out and I was like one of the last ones. He was saying, we're all high-fiving. He's like, any words? And I go, you put in all the hard work. Now just have fun. Because that's how I used to feel like.
Right.
And I didn't tell him this, but I thought about it later. Like, this is the last time you have to tell these jokes. So have fun with it.
Right. Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
It's they're finally going to record them. So,
yes. So he goes out and we're like all in this little side area that's curtained off. We're kind of behind the orchestra. We're like to the left and behind the orchestra, and hearing them, the orchestra, the cold open. I loved it. I thought it was so good. I had nothing to do with it, but he dressed up as Aunt Gladys and went through a bunch of movies, and they had kids coming after. It was so fucking good. It was set to Sabotage by the Beastie Boys, and then. Right. To hear Sabotage played live by the orchestra when he was walking out, like the whole building was shaking. It was really cool.
Oh, that's so cool.
So we're in the back, not enough seats. Of course, you're writers. You fucking animals. You stand, right? That's there's like these little mini stools, but they're way too low. So like your knees are up by your ears if you sit on the stool, and a couple of nice chairs. So I spent a lot of time standing and stuff, but my feet were killing me.
I saw you wore a gray tuxedo.
Well, I did that last year too. They offer free rentals from Friar Tux because they make you wear a tuxedo or a dress.
Yeah. Yep.
But they don't offer free dresses, of course.
Oh my God, that's
so I either
weird.
have
Of
to
course
pay for a
that's-
dress or wear a lady tux, which is fine. They never
Right.
fit well, and whatever. Nothing ever fits well, so I'm just
Yeah.
whatever. But so mono starts, and the first two jokes were sort of like settling in kind of jokes, and
Sure.
a little conversationally kind of commenting on the Oscars of being here. Then the Chalamet joke is like,
Mhm.
you know, there's Chalamet. We got to get that over
That
with.
jazz, I love that jazz crack, because yeah.
Some of us argued against the jazz part because because jazz was included in the sinners montage, and we're like, there's going to be jazz aficionados there, but it worked fine. But that's the other thing, you're like, who's there? What's the momentum behind the audience? And so is this joke going to work with this crowd, etc. So then the Kid Rock joke came in. The Kid Rock joke has been killing since its inception.
Sure.
And it didn't work great. It worked okay.
Right.
This is what we heard, and I was told we heard it
blown
worse.
up bigger. Yeah. In other venues or something, it had killed elsewhere.
Yes. But what I'm saying is that I was told that the audience in the theater thought it worked. No one thought it didn't work, right? But we thought it didn't work. Like, we heard the laugh and we're like, fuck. Like, you could hear a lot of us go, fuck. And then to us, the laughs were not that, they didn't sound that good, but I guess in the theater they were fine. But we were and I was like, well, we're hearing chatterbox laughs. That's the laughs we're remembering, and this is not the shittiest audience is not necessarily their fault, but it's an Oscar. No one's comfortable. They're dressed up. They're wearing clothes that hurt. They're hungry. They're fucking nervous. They're freaked out, and they're afraid to be called out for laughing at a joke on camera if the joke's bad or if the joke's perceived a certain way. So they're just like frozen. A few people are cool. Emma Stone is really cool. Kate Hudson was really cool. Like, they're just laughing and having a good time. And then you have other people just frozen, right? Leo DiCaprio is not a good laugher. And he honestly sets the tone for his row. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird. Like, you're sitting next to, like, within 3 seats of the biggest movie star in the world, and they're not a great laugher. You're going to kind of tone it down a little bit too, right? You're next to Emma Stone, and she's like, you're going to have a good time. It's in that way, it's a regular crowd. The audience members do affect other audience members, right?
Yes.
So, so he did them, but the mono was good, and I'm just going by the laughs, I'm just
that Amazon joke. I've been quoting it for days.
The Chewy one. Oh, that's so funny.
Yes,
I love that joke.
It's so great. Such a great joke.
Yeah. I think
it's like, I'm paraphrasing, obviously. It's just the people I get my toilet paper, they didn't get an Oscar nom.
Oh, he did that tag. That's right. Yeah. It used to be so the website I get my replacement toothbrush heads from isn't producing more award-winning movies. And then he was like, this is too much. I cannot say this. And so we were just trying to figure out ways to cut it down, but not make, whatever. That was a long discussion, figuring out something else besides replacement toothbrush heads, but something we felt was as good as that. I don't know if toilet paper was, but it worked fine. So, you have 11 people also rewriting a joke, and so everyone starts to go insane. So and then the I Won thing, that was Conan's idea, and then there Jesse Gaskell and Jose Arroyo were the ones that kind of put it all together, and so I thought it went really great. That's and then my piece was the Casablanca sketch with Sterling K. Brown.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Congrats. That's so cool.
Thank you. So I pitched that a long time ago.
Mhm.
And right after that Ben Affleck, Matt Damon interview. Now, here's the thing: all these years, maybe 2 years of me hate watching Joe Rogan clips finally worked for me because they were saying on Joe Rogan that Netflix is making them add all this extra exposition. It's ruining scripts because you just keep repeating information because you assume
Oh.
no one's paying attention, right? And he's like,
Mm.
it's ruining screenwriting. So I just had that in my head, and so I pitched Casablanca, and one of the younger writers were like, "Oh yeah, or Jurassic Park," and I'm like, "I'm talking about a classic, and I'm sorry, Jurassic Park ain't a classic."
Yeah, give it another 30 years.
Yeah,
And
so
it's
That
still
would
gonna
make it
be
a
a CGI
60-year-old
classic.
movie.
I know.
Yes.
So and then it had
As
to be
is
something
Casablanca, I think. Yeah.
1941. So it had to be something that we all knew the dialogue for a little bit
right.
of it, right? So I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
pretty much everyone knows that scene. And so that was really cool. And so I hadn't Sterling K. Brown agreed to do it, and then he came to rehearsal on Thursday. I had not seen it acted out once. So I was like, we got this major star here, and I hope it's good. I mean,
Yes.
Conan approved the script. He made some cuts, some edits, and so it was shorter. And so I'm like, all right, if Conan thinks it's okay, it's okay. And then so at rehearsal, Sterling K. Brown was so funny. Like, he pulled laughs with every line he had. And I was like,
Wow.
oh my God, this is going to be so good. And then I had to see it 2 more times in rehearsal with a stand-in. The stand-in was fine, but it wasn't
Yeah.
as good. And I was like, oh fuck. But I kept telling myself,
Mhm.
Sterling killed it on a
Mhm,
rehearsal
mhm.
in front of nobody. So when it came to the actual show version of it, he ate it up. It was great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Outstanding.
Yeah.
So did you get to then you went to a party? Did you go to a party?
Oh yeah. So the Oscars, we had there's this is thing like I know whose jokes. If somebody had 2 of the funniest fucking jokes, and we were trying to save them and sneak them in during like a dry period, but
Yeah.
the audience was starting to wane, and it would have felt like a new monologue was starting, and Conan was
Oh.
like, I just can't do
I
this.
can't do that to them.
So, and it turns out both the jokes were written by the same writer. I just found out today, and I mean, I know that feeling of like, no,
Right.
they were as good as anything in the mono,
Sure.
but they just
sure.
didn't fit right in the mono.
Yep.
And dang, that was a heartbreaker. So I hope he posts them. I think he will, because they're so fucking funny.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, the show ends, and Michael B. Jordan won for best actor. Thank God, because it was real bumpy. It was like, One Battle won more Oscars than Sinners.
Okay.
Don't know if it should have, but whatever. And but One Battle was really great too. Did you watch it?
I've seen nothing. I've seen absolutely
Okay.
nothing.
Well, I'm glad to have my
You've
first
seen absolutely
post-Oscars
everything.
podcast talk with Jackie Kashian.
Well, here's the best that I did was
Yeah.
I went and I read a synopsis of the weapons so that I could get the joke in the beginning. And
Oh
I was
my
like,
God.
close enough. That's fine.
Oh my God.
What do I care?
I read some commenter was complaining about the cold open, and she's like, I don't understand why he was wearing that wig and why it's now I didn't see any of the movies. Bitch, why are you complaining? This is on you.
Right.
This is a celebration of movies.
Right.
You
that is
gotta see
on-
them.
Right. That is on her. I didn't complain. I looked it up. That's what I said.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank you,
gonna go
Jackie.
look into it. And then the woman who played Gladys won as well. The very
Woo!
famous
Amy Madigan. Yes.
Amy
Yes,
Madigan.
yes.
You're familiar with her name,
Yes.
Jackie. Sure. There you go.
So the Dolby is at the bottom floor of the Ovation
Right,
shopping mall.
Your sweet parking spot is gone now.
No, I still have it. In fact,
do
I'm
you?
good. gonna go tomorrow and cut my little nameplate out. Hopefully no one's taken it
Okay.
yet. Allegedly, I have the parking spot till the 23rd.
Okay.
But yeah, so you get to park. Usually when you park in that area, and the Kookaburra Lounge was at the top of the Ovation Comedy Club. It's a monstrosity. It's a horrible. You're
Right.
at P4, P5, P6, right? When you're writing for the Oscars, P1. It's a separate. You don't even know it exists. It's like a separate little parking area, and it's really sweet. I was parked between Brian Kiley and Carol Leifer, and
That's
that was pretty
sweet.
cool.
That's a
Yeah.
sweet spot right there.
And then what else? So yeah. So on the 6th floor is the Governor's Ball, which a lot of people go to.
Okay.
A lot of, I think, the less famous Oscar winners go there. Although I did see Paul Thomas Anderson just holding his Oscar from the base down, like it's, it was
Like it's
upside down in
garbage.
his hand.
All
Not
right.
garbage, but he won so many. So that was kind of cool. I mean, it was totally packed. My feet were in pain, and I didn't want to be there anymore. I'm like, I just want to go home and be in my pajamas.
Right.
My job is done. I'm very happy with it. And
Right.
it's weird. I did not get to meet Sterling K. Brown. I was hoping I did. Maybe
Right.
I'll get to meet him another time and tell him I wrote that piece he was in. But
Yep.
yeah, so my son was my +1, so he hung out with all the writers' spouses.
Okay.
Again.
Right. Did they get chairs?
We all got chairs. And he
Eventually.
rented a tux, but his dad didn't help him put it on, so he put everything on. I don't know. It just
was
looked
less-
insane.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Who? I don't know how this is supposed to look, but I know it's not supposed to look like that. And then I was
Right.
like, fuck it, who cares? So yeah, it was cool. And then I went back home. During the show, I was on the morning shift this week at Kimmel. So during the Oscars, I get the email about the Iran war. We're going to be talking about that tomorrow. And then like an hour later, Matt O'Brien, who's another writer, he worked for The Daily Show. He's taken the red eye back, and he went back to work on Monday. He also got an email about, we were thrust back into the world of grim politics.
Right.
After-
Politics after
Yes.
a lovely couple of weeks of just movies.
Just movies, yeah.
Movies.
Although at one point, after like 2 weeks, the news didn't change at all. Like what we could write about didn't change. It was all
Right.
like, all right, let me rewatch Hamnet and see if I can come up with something else. Like I watched a lot of the movies multiple times just to look for different premises. So when Timothée Chalamet said that opera ballet shit, it was like, yes, something new, and he's gonna be there. Ha! That was pretty exciting for us.
That is.
Yeah,
That's so
but,
cool.
yeah. So went back to work yesterday, 'cause today's Tuesday, and
Mhm.
it was pretty cool to be back. I missed everybody. I
Yeah.
mean, it's weird. I feel like I have 2 comedy writing families.
Right.
so I
Right.
got
It's a
to
different
hang
team.
out with
Yeah.
the old family and back with the new family, and so it's I feel very lucky, very like a very lucky lady.
Yes. That is amazing. I just did stand up, and
Yeah.
and it was super fun because it was Vermont, and so I had really fun opener and feature,
Oh, cool.
and then we did shows. The shows were good. I ended up getting a little bit of a bonus because there was a bump.
Oh,
that was
nice.
fun. Yep. I, for the first time, brought my my download card for the Altercation album.
Okay.
Altercation album will go. It's right now. It's just at Sirius. I don't know if they're playing it, but they have a month where they get to have it exclusive, and then it's just but anyone can watch the video on YouTube. And
Mhm.
then on the 27th, I think it goes. You could pre-order it on Apple and whatever, and Bandcamp. I think I make the most money if you order it on Bandcamp. And you could probably also mostly own it if you order it on Bandcamp, because it'll let you burn it as opposed to the others. And but I brought the cards and the enamel pins. Now, I do the made of bees joke, right? So made of bees, angry made of bees are inside me, I scratch, bees come out. Jenny Fine.
Yes, Jackie. We know that about you.
You know that about me and my bee talk. So the art is Jenny Fine art. She's amazing. We have taken the bee from the hat and the T-shirt and just made an enamel pin. And Blonde Medicine, Dominic Del Bene, said we'll make 100 pins and we'll put them on download cards, and that will be our offer to you. And I said, well, I would like to pay to get 1,000 made because I'm going to do it as a benefit. I'm going to do it as a charity piece. And he was like, we will buy 1,000 pins and attach them to cards.
Oh, nice.
So Blonde Medicine has defrayed the cost of that.
Oh,
I have
cool.
already sold all 40. What do I have? I sold 47 of the 100 that I had.
Wow.
And the stormtroopers were in Burlington, Vermont when I was there.
I know. That's so crazy.
Right. It was crazy. There was 9 of them. They were trying to find one guy. They ended up taking his sister and a different guy after they, plowed through some erudite lumberjacks who all just locked arms. But there was like, why do they need, if they had a warrant, and they did eventually have a warrant, by the way, but they just showed up without a warrant because they're awful and they're shitwits.
Yeah, they're garbage pieces of shit, and they should off themselves. I stand by that.
Forever and ever and ever. And so by midday or later in the day, they had a warrant. They went in. He wasn't there. They arrested 2 other people. One of them was released 2 days ago. And another one is, I think, was supposed to be released today.
What the fuck? A waste of everyone's time, anxiety, and money.
Terrifying. And so I made 1,000, little over 1,000. So I donated it to the Vermont Immigrant Relief Fund. And I think that's what I want to do. Wherever I sell them, I want to find the local, I'm taking the other 53 to Portland this weekend. And then next week I'm doing a run with Maria, which is Madison, Milwaukee, and Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
So
right on.
I hope to, yeah. So I think it'll go. And the 23rd, by the way, everyone, please come to the Geeky Teas for the Geeky Tea show on Monday night, the 23rd in Burbank, because it's going to be a hell of a show. It's Aparna, it's Helen Hong, Ada Rodriguez, and myself and Amanda Cohen and a guy named Noah, whose name I can't remember his last name. Mm-hmm. But those first 3 names, not even me, should get the fuck out.
No,
to
that's
a 7
an
p.m.
incredible
Geeky
show.
Teas.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and then the feature is from Boston. So she just drove me from Burlington to Boston.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I go to the hotel. I end up seeing a bunch of people because I never get to play Boston. Because there isn't the comedy scene. This comedy studio has a lot of potential, I think.
Where they'll bring in a headliner and pay them headlining money and a hotel and stuff. Right.
So it's got potential to build into that. It's a I got a bump on that one too, but it was just one night.
Hold on,
and
hold on, guys. I'm getting numbers in the chat,
and it's just,
okay. That's great.
As an added one night, it's fine.
That's awesome.
And I'm sure somebody who would sell it more would get more.
Yeah.
And someone who would sell it less might get less. And people who are local will get less. And, but it was really, and then I changed my flight. I was worried because there was so much snow in Minneapolis and in Wisconsin. But I had a direct flight from Boston to LAX. And the airplane was coming from Atlanta. So, I didn't think it was it was going to be a problem, and it was not, even though it was uber packed because some people had been.
What
moved
was
around.
the TSA? Any TSA stuff in your
No,
flights?
I've given all of my DNA to Clear and TSA Pre, and so it's if they're not getting paid, they're still showing up to work.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, but
well, that's really cool that you're donating that much money, Jackie. That's amazing.
yeah, I think it'll go good. And I got 2 orders for all of my CDs and DVDs that I have to fulfill today and tomorrow. I was
Oh my
like,
gosh.
right, because you get a deal. You really do, guys.
You know,
the real deal is if you
daughter.
own. Well, and if you own my father. Oh my God! So I saw him like 2 weeks ago, and
Yeah.
I've talked to him on the phone. He's got more paintings, whatever. But he was like, you know why I always he showed me some right-wing rag that he gets for free and always has for 20 years. He gets this weird right-wing summation of why you should be mad. It's called Imprint. Imprint?
Oh God.
Ugh. Anyway, so I bought him a subscription, by the way, to The Week, which has both left and right, and it's
I used to
weekly.
get The Week.
He needs something, and he needs something to read every week, and it has crossword and a Sudoku, and he was like, I don't do crossword. And I was like, I don't care. Anyway, so he was talking about how he didn't vote for Trump, and I was like, there's no parade for that, Dad. And he's like, you know why I always vote for the underdog? Because that's what he called Kamala. I was like, oh my, I'm gonna kill you. He's like, do you know why I always vote for the underdog? I said, why? He said, plausible deniability.
I don't get it.
And well, because he knows that they're not going to win.
Okay. All right.
And you're like, it's just a gambler's way to vote.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
That's just how that's how he thinks. People have their own they come to the election with their own weird way of thinking, I guess.
Right. So, let's do the break. Let's go to our first break.
Oh, yes.
Unplanned pregnancy? Abortion pills are safe, effective, and can be delivered to your home no matter where you live. Find out more at plancpills.org. That's plancpills.org.
And let me tell you about our comic of the week. She featured for me in Vermont. She emceed in Boston. She's a Boston comic. Her name is Amma Marfo, and she is just it's good comedy. It's smart. It's silly. It's
cool.
It's personal. It's good. She's really good comic, and she is also on this week's Dork Forest, talking about heated rivalry and hockey. And
wow. Yes, the comedians that are into heated rivalry are insane. They're having shows about heated rivalry that only heated rivalry fans come to, and they're sold out. So this is an East Coast phenomenon as well, Jacqueline.
Well, know in your heart that it's what's your handle, Kyle?
It is Amma Marfo. AMMAMARFO.
So many M's. It'll be in the notes. And so she's great. She so here's the thing. I have since watched 4 episodes of Heated Rivalry. Because she explained to me, because I was like, well, it's not my kind of romance novel, right? It's not. First of all, pretty cishet. Second of all, historical, right? I like historical craptastic. And I was like, and hockey? I don't know. And she was like, first of all, she's totally into hockey, knows a lot about hockey. And she's like, it's not about hockey. And second of all, it is adorable and super quippy. And this is what made me watch the first episode. She goes, it's a romance novel, Jackie.
Oh.
They get together. They get the end. They get together at the end. They don't like, you know how in every movie where it's about gay people, they die or somebody
Right.
shoots them. It's
Sure.
like they're somehow punished for being gay.
Yeah.
This is about two young men who, it's just a romance novel essentially, and it's a series of novels. It's 6 novels, and the woman who wrote it has Parkinson's, and they desperately want a 7th novel from her. And it is a Canadian. It will not be eligible for an Emmy because there was no American production company involved at all.
Oh.
They bought
okay.
it HBO bought it last minute. They didn't think it was going to be a big deal. They were like, this is just for gay men. It turns out it's for middle-aged white ladies.
Yeah.
Because that's the biggest demographic. It's weird. And the sex scenes are almost exactly like every other sex scene on television today. You see people's butts, and there's a lot of panting. And you're like, and these 2 young men are very, very handsome. And I am old enough to be their great aunt. So, but it is, and it's funny. It's, you know, the one guy's from Russia and the other guy's Canadian. And it's a lot of shit talking because it's hockey and it's young men, but it's also a lot of kiss, kiss, kiss. Yay. So,
That sounds fun.
it is fun and I like it. So, and when she finally said, Jackie, it's a romance novel. They get together in the end. Don't worry about it. And I was like, now I will watch it. And I watched the first one, and then I watched 2 more. And I
thought it was on Netflix. It's on HBO.
HBO.
Okay.
HBO Max. Yep.
That reminds me that did you know Golden was made by Sony, and Sony didn't think it was going to do very well, so they sold it really cheaply to Netflix. And now the CEO of Sony who did this is pretending like he doesn't mind and it's okay, and he's glad it went to Netflix.
I like that. He's just pretending he doesn't mind. Does his boss
he would have had
pretend?
a piece of all the music. Everything.
Oh, okay.
That
All
thing is a moneymaker. I mean, Netflix keeps people on
it's a
Netflix.
cash cow.
They had a nice box office for the one weekend, but that song, oh my fucking God. That is so much. That's Frozen levels of money that Sony gave to Netflix.
And there's two other songs that are glorious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's amazing. I did the Sklar. I've done a lot of podcasts. Done a lot of podcasts lately.
Yeah.
Pimping the altercation.
I saw it.
And and I did Sklars today. And that was fun. There was some point to this. Nope, it's over.
Well,
Nope. I also did Alice Fraser's The Gargle, which
you told me about that last week.
that what I told you about. I did Carol Montgomery's Funny Women of a Certain Age.
She has a
I
pod?
did that one. She also has a pod.
Oh, cool.
And oh my God, have we talked? So we have 2. There's Did I accidentally watch those 2 young men review Altercation? Did I tell you about that last week, or did that happen in between?
It happened in a chat, but I kind of, whenever you keep deep, I pull out because I know I'm going to hear about the podcast.
Right. You can't.
I can't participate in a real friendship with you because of this fake friendship we have online. Sorry.
Throwing things and storming off. No, I don't think I told you about it because it was just weird. It was like these 2 young men out of like Kansas, Missouri, some weird
a flat state,
a flat boxy state,
a Laura Ingalls Wilder state.
They have a podcast, and I can't. It's about comedy. 2 young men, and they review comedy specials.
Okay.
And they reviewed my comedy special, unsolicited, I certainly didn't ask.
Uh-huh.
And then they tagged me, asked me to collaborate, or like several times on Instagram. And so I go to the Instagram, and they have where the Jackie Cation review starts time coded on YouTube. So finally I was like, all right, 31 minutes. And then all of a sudden I hear, and I scrubbed through it a little bit just because it was so freaking painful. Do you know that I think the only criticism I've gotten on the YouTube channel has been somebody didn't like the chain to the wallet. And because I'm wearing a pair of pants that have a fake chain to the wallet from Wildfang. Whatever. These young men also did not enjoy the chain to the wallet because they spent the first 10 minutes reviewing what I looked like.
Oh no! Oh my God!
What I looked like, what my clothes looked like, which, as you know, I was very sensitive about.
I know.
And about the
We're
presentation.
fucking not supermodels, okay? We're stand-ups.
There was one funny line that one of them said. The one guy said she looked like she got dressed at Joanne Fabric, and the other guy said, "I think she's Joanne." And I laughed out loud at that fucking shit joke, you asshole. Anyway, fucker. So, but you know, it was I will not be telling anyone the name of it because maybe that's what they want. Maybe they want me to have our fans to say, "Stop being mean to Jackie." But
Right.
it's fine. But they spent 10 minutes reviewing my person and my outfit. They spent 10 minutes reviewing my set. My favorite line in that one was, "I don't think we're the demographic." And I was like, I don't have a demographic. I do stand-up comedy.
Right.
But the thing is, of course, there's always a demographic.
Yes.
And then the last 5 minutes, they actually went back to my outfit and reviewed it and gave it points. So I was like, Jesus H. Christ. And I wrote them back. I was like, ouch, guys. Hilarious, but fucking ouch. What is happening? And the guy goes, "Oh my God, you listen to it?" And so,
oh no, they don't know comics listen to reviews.
Well, and they were just a couple of 24-year-old guys who have been doing stand-up for like four or 5 years, and
sure.
So they don't know what they're doing. But it did sort of break up a day for me. It kind of really irritated me for a couple of hours. Then I was like, "Why don't you who cares?" And whatever.
Well, that's cool. I mean, I am glad people are reviewing comedy, because it's an art form, and it seems like all YouTube discussion about comedy is actually about podcasters, and it's not about real stand-up comedy. And so these guys are reviewing real stand-ups. So that's cool.
Right. Mostly the outfit, but
it's a start.
Eventually they did get to the jokes eventually.
How long was the review? Was it like an hour?
25 minutes.
Okay. I mean, that's a long time to spend on someone's hour. So yeah, they're going to go to the close.
It felt relatively interminable, but yeah, it's interesting. And then I'm, with it coming out, and a lot of people have watched the video that are coming out to shows. I have been working on the new bits in an effort to make that into something. And some of it is, and some of it, and the audience was on board with some of the stuff I was working on. I'm doing I guess it's political because it's just about all the actual nightmares that I'm having.
Oh,
about politics.
Yeah, right.
And they are graphic. And I've written 1.5 punchlines. I got a punchline for the one. Mm-hmm. I have a half a punchline. But it's a good angle, I think, for the second one. And then the third one, it's no. It was I tried it once. The audience just stared at me in horror. They weren't wrong. It's horrifying. So
Um, hmm. I haven't had a set since Friday.
Okay.
It's Tuesday. I
Wow.
have shows tomorrow, but
Are you doing the bark?
Yes, yeah. I couldn't.
So
Oh, I couldn't do a show on Saturday because we were there till like 10 or something like that at the Oscars,
yeah.
and then Sunday was the Oscars, and then Monday I just collapsed. I
Yeah.
would have liked to have a spot tonight, but I couldn't get one. Now this is a week after Conan is telling Jimmy Kimmel on Jimmy's show that he's saying great things about me on his show.
Yes, I saw
And
that.
yet a week later, I can't get a fucking spot on a Tuesday. So this town sucks.
Well, you gotta. Well, are you hoping to be asked, or did you submit yourself?
I'm not like I'm not sitting around like a queen waiting to be asked. I put in for things. Anyway,
Right. I was talking to somebody and I said, I am occasionally reminded that I'm supposed to tell the late night shows that I'd like to do another set. Like I have a couple of sets.
Many options anymore.
Well, there's just Fallon. I mean, Fallon.
Yeah.
It'd be Fallon and Seth, right?
I don't know how often Seth does stand up, but I
Fallon.
mean, Fallon seems to do it pretty regularly. And then Colbert, I don't know how it's got to be really hard to get on Colbert because he's ending in May, so it's probably a lot of repeat comedians on Colbert.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I've been trying to get on Colbert the whole time. So,
Right.
But when I say that, it's mostly the Think system. I've only submitted like one, so it's not.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh
Yeah. You want to do another break?
Let's do it.
huh.
This one's cruising along.
Mhm.
Okay.
Except
Yeah.
for, I mean, all I have is too much information. I've had to I'm going to reschedule Portland, Maine.
What
I've had
happened?
to-
I saw that.
Right. I had not yet bought a plane ticket. Plane tickets jumped about $200 or $300.
I know.
Right. I tried to reschedule my coming back from Germany so that I would just stay in New York
Yeah.
for 4 days. And then Andy would continue going home to LA. And then I would go up to Portland, Maine, hopefully not on the Greyhound. And not taking the gray dog.
Oh my God.
And
when does it get
remember the-
better, Jackie? When does it get better?
last week it was great. Anyway, so I couldn't because I also had something in the middle. So I was gonna fly all the way back to LA, do a thing, and then get in 3 days from Germany.
No,
And I was like, I couldn't
you
face
can't.
it.
I think
Yeah,
I told
so-
you that routing was insane. I think I told you.
Sure you did. You were like, come on. And so I emailed the guy all the email addresses. He didn't respond. He's a comic, so I think he just has other stuff going down. And so I screenshot it and I put it on Instagram and I tagged them as collaborators. And then he emailed me back and said, I get it. No worries, we'll get you in on 27.
Wow.
So I got an email from Throckmorton. She asked me, Lucy asked me to come back,
Cool.
but I can't. My first Tuesday is in June, and there's not, and it pays half of what it paid, and there's nothing else attached to it.
Hold on. Excuse me. I'm throwing a number in here.
Please do.
Is this what it pays now?
No, it pays double that
Okay.
plus hotel.
Oh, I never got
So-
double that plus hotel. I always got
That's
this.
because do you know why? Because you're a San Francisco comic.
Oh, wow. So they pay me. I'm from there. I don't live there now.
Right, but that Mark guy, remember that
Mark
shiny
Pitta.
Mark guy? That's it. That guy just spent his days at a rock tumbler, man. That was the shiniest fucking dude in the world.
I've known Mark
And,
Pitta my whole career. I can't chime in on your hostilities.
I said hostile. I don't think I'm doing.
You
I
said
don't
he
think I'm
lived in
saying
a
anything.
rock tumbler. Is that a compliment to somebody?
That he's shiny? Sure.
Okay.
Who doesn't want to be a beautiful, beautiful rock when he
Okay.
comes out of there?
All right.
Super shiny. Yeah. It's
Fair enough.
yeah. It's I didn't say it was a wino. Anyway, but yeah, but that's what he paid me until he used to pay me that plus air.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is I know it's not as hot popping anymore, just since Robin passed,
Right.
and so I get it, and I love, but I love that town. That town is such a hilarious town to me. That weird little in Marin. What's the name of it? Is it called Throckmorton?
It's in Marin, yeah. But
Mill
what
Valley.
is- Mill Valley. That's it. I love
Mill
it. It is cute.
Valley.
That little hotel, and then I did
And
see
that-
deer. I did stay an extra day and treat myself. Then I was like, oh, I never have to do this again. Like I did it. I always wanted to just stay. I was like, let me just make it a writer's retreat. And I did a little writing, I guess. But I do want to spend some time in a hotel where I don't have a gig that night. One day.
A nice hotel, right?
Yes.
I once stayed at the Waldorf Astoria of Central Park's West, I think it was. But I was there one night. It was not. That's the Waldorf Astoria is a place you want to spend 3 nights, and then say to yourself, "Oh my God, I spent $33 on a hamburger," and I got to leave this hotel.
Is it still open? I think it closed. Did it close?
The Waldorf?
Yeah.
I did it because I did Carnegie Hall with Regan.
Oh, nice. It reopened last summer. Oh, nice.
Is it called Carnegie Trump Hall? What's it?
No, it's still the new Waldorf Astoria. They reduced the hotel count and of hotel rooms and turned some of it into luxury condominiums. So somebody might be living in the place that you laid your weary head.
Well, good for them.
And God
It's,
knows what else you did.
Well, I'll tell you what I did. No, I won't. Speaking of telling you what I did, there's been a murder.
I didn't want to bring it up. I didn't want to bring it up.
You can bring it up.
It's your story.
It's not my story. Well, I suppose it's my story. So 2 nights ago, I think it was Saturday night at 3 a.m. Doug Stanhope drunk dialed me, which is what happens every 6 months to year and a half. Doug Stanhope drunk dials me to tell me that we are friends. And yes, he's like, we are friends. And I'm like, we are friends. And I didn't answer because it was 2:44 in the morning. So I didn't. It
Right.
was probably midnight where he was because he lives in Arizona.
Mhm.
But so a guy that we both knew, his friend, he has a friend that he's had this whole time. And he was an okay comic. He was, and I met him in probably 94, 93, 94, the heyday of some terrible life choices of Jackie Kashian. And I had a crush on Doug Stanhope,
Mhm.
and we were all partying, drink, smoke, all of the partying. And I wanted to have sexy times with Doug Stanhope.
Okay.
But my friend was already, she'd already had that, she had that slot. So she was kind of, and so he had a friend, and his friend is a murderer. Now he's a murderer. At the time, he was just a mediocre feature. Another great life choice on Jackie Kashian's part. So I had very drunk sex with a guy named Matt Becker.
Mhm.
And all I remember about Matt Becker is that he had a long, well-shaped penis, and we used a condom, and he never even came because he kind of had whiskey dick. But is pretty good
But
looking.
still, overall, Jackie, that's a good review.
You know what? He's also spent some time in a rock tumbler. He was a little shiny. So
Okay.
I have not slept with Mark Pitta. I think we should just clear that up.
Sure.
Anyway, so, and unsolicited. That
Very.
made me laugh. Clearly, nobody else. Okay, so here's the scoop, though. Years later, I moved to Los Angeles, California. It's probably 2000, 2001. Doug Stanhope is across the room from me, and he says, "Hey, Jackie, did you have sex with Matt Becker at the Improv?" At the Improv bar. And I said, "Yes." And I told him what I just told you.
Uh-huh.
And he said, that's actually a pretty good review. I'm going to text that to him.
What?
And, right. He said, Matt Becker moved to Alaska. And I was like, oh, wow, that's weird. And, so over the weekend, Matt Becker, snapped his leash.
This last weekend.
Yes. He tried to kill his ex-wife, ended up killing her father, and then he killed himself.
Holy shit.
Right. And I have this to say, if you're going to snap your leash, suicide first.
Always.
Suicide first.
Always.
That's what I'm planning on when I snap.
Jackie, we have both in this podcast recommended various people kill themselves.
Well,
and
what do we want to call the episode?
We're not
What do you
wrong.
want to call that episode? We're not wrong.
We're not wrong. If you're Ice, or if you want to kill your ex-wife, kill yourself.
Yeah. It's a suicide episode. And you're going to have to spell that really interestingly, Kyle. You knock yourself out. You figure out how to put that in the internet. So, as he blinks slowly, Kyle, thinking. And so it's horrible. But the crazy thing is every comic has some horrible fucking joke about it, right?
Right.
Before we knew that he killed his dad,
His
a friend of
father-in-law.
ours said,
Yeah.
his father-in-law rather, one of our friends said, Jesus, just pick up a set. Bleed that energy off, man.
Mhm.
And then any number of people have made jokes about how, well, he never killed on stage.
Sure.
And, this type of thing. Whatever it is, it's inappropriate now. And,
Jackie, we first heard the story in the chat when he had just murdered his ex-father-in-law. And then when he himself was found dead, I did tell you that I was sorry for your loss.
You did say that, and I heard about it via Doug Stanhope's drug dial. So I could play that for you if you like. I might have even sent you
Maybe.
I might have sent you the audio.
I have been
Okay.
busy. I didn't have a chance.
Turns
to
out you were hanging out
listen.
with the famous, with the truly rock tumblered. It's,
Yes. Oh my God. The women are so thin right now. So
is it Ozempic-y? Does
Where
it feel
it's-
Ozempic-y?
anorexia.
Oh, it feels old school anorexia.
I'm
okay.
seeing you just see full back muscles and hollows in the back. During there's a Rob Reiner tribute, and John Cusack walked
right.
by me. John Cusack, he was sad. I didn't do anything, and then
He was sad about Rob Reiner, you guys. It wasn't.
I left
Laurie's
him
moment.
alone. I left him alone.
Him and his grief.
So Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal walked by, and she's so thin. And then she reached out and she goes, "Billy, where are you?" And she grabbed his hand as they just. It was really sweet, but I just was struck by how thin she is. And a couple other actresses are just like bone thin. It's really disturbing. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. So
I'd like to be somewhere between the two, please. Thank you very much.
Some say it's a part of a right wing kind of the patriarchy sort of fitting into the white supremacist view of what a woman should look like, and not that they themselves are racist, but they're falling for that sort of worldview, I guess. The thinner, the better, etc.
Oh, you mean people of color, women of color, or
No, just these,
or just
very
all
thin
women in general?
No,
Yeah, that is
these very thin women. These very thin women.
Okay.
That it's
have fallen for some.
it's part of the right-wing white supremacist patriarchy. Basically, it's part of the this is how we want the white women to look. So if you want to be part of this is how you will look. And
Yeah.
and it's a sign of
That's
our
a lot.
times. That's what I've read a very good essay on it.
I don't like our times. Have I mentioned?
Awful.
Our times are kind of lame. And somebody asked me in a newspaper article about that if I wondered if, you know how people keep saying there's good comedy in Trump and all that stuff.
Who says
And they
that?
said you don't believe that, right? It's one of those. I've been asked it more than once in the last 10 years, and the most forceful way I could say, I said, I would write for an extra 10 years for this not to be happening. I would give up being funny, and write my ass off to find something else to write about if this could go away.
Jackie, let's end this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.